Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Welcome, I am your host, Shon Black. Throwing it back. And we are live, and if you hold on one moment. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. And today, Movie Fridays. Oh, it's TV Fridays. I'm sure there's an echo because I forgot to turn off my headphones. Yeah. All right. TV Fridays today, where we'll be discussing the shows that you and I are watching. Now like I know, Shon Black is a TV fan. I love watching shows, man. TV shows. I'm a show guy. And so I appreciate all types of TV. All types. And so, I want to know what you're watching as well. You know what I mean? Because I love it. Now, yesterday, I found out that one of my shows that I personally like, the first season, I could live without the first season, but the rest of it is cool, and that's Bridgerton. They told me that I didn't know Bridgerton wasn't on. I didn't know. Son, I love that show. I don't know how many of you guys watch, but I'm a Bridgerton fan. If you're a Bridgerton fan, give me some thumbs up. Give me some likes. Bridgerton is my show, man. I mess with the good Bridgerton. And so we're going to talk a little Bridgerton today. You know what I'm saying? And we will talk. Shout out to the Fly Puerto Rican. She is over there on YouTube right now. But we will be talking Knights of the Seven Kingdoms too. But tonight, we're going to talk that. You ain't never watched Bridgerton. Bridgerton is that joint. Lady Whistle Down. You have to talk Whistle Down. Right now, we're talking black. But Bridgerton is my joint. You want to know why Bridgerton is my joint? Because I'm into all of that old world kings and knights of the round table. Shon Black could LARP. I might be able to LARP. One day. I'll go a LARPing. But yes, Bridgerton is the joint. We will talk Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. We'll talk Sir Duncan and all the different sirs that are out there. Well, if you want to, we'll talk Knights of the Seven Kingdoms right now. Right now, since you're going to wait, because this is what the Fly Puerto Rican says. She says, oh, we're just going to wait until we talk something I like. Listen here, okay? Listen here. You listen to me. There's nothing wrong with the good Bridgerton, okay? There ain't nothing wrong with it. And by the way, before I get started, The Talking Black shirts. If you want one, hit me up. I got another one that's coming that I have this particular where it says Talking Black. It'll be on the back of the shirt. It'll have the Shon Black Podcast on the front. So if you want one of those, let me know. DM me or whatever, and we'll get one out to you. For a nominal fee. Nothing, we're not trying to break the bank. But we are going to do is we're going to do a little bit of promotion of the show. All right? So anyway, let's get to it. Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. At first, I'm not going to lie. At first, I didn't know what to think of it. Right? Has that first episode, first season of Game of Thrones feel. You know, that first season that when you was on Game of Thrones, that first season, it was boring. Okay? Hands down. I don't care what nobody tells you. Game of Thrones is boring the first season. That is a fact. Anybody that tells you anything else is lying to you. Okay? That first season was slow. I thought that this one was going to be like that. But presently surprised that it wasn't. Presently surprised. So the first 2 episodes, 3 episodes, it was like, they did a lot of character development. They did a lot of Sir Duncan meets. Oh, and there's going to be spoilers. So if you haven't watched it, don't. But we're going to spoil. Sir Duncan comes in and, you know, it's about his life and he's trying to figure out his way. His night guy, he dies, and, you know, so the first 3 episodes, I think, was kind of just like, I don't know, man. The 4th episode happens. 4th episode was, he's trying to figure it out. Like, you know, he likes the girl, the king. I don't even know what that means. 129.99. I don't know what that means. The fly Puerto Rican is just talking over there on YouTube, and she's talking about 129.99. I have no idea. So he's you know what I'm saying? He meets the girl, and, you know, he likes the chick, but he doesn't know what to say. He has a life full of this, you know, he's an orphan, so he doesn't really know anything. Fast forward, the king's son basically disrespects the chick, breaks her fingers and all of that, and he goes crazy, puts hands on the king's son, and the episode starts to heat up. Okay. Now we're at the point where the episodes are starting to heat up. And I know I'm always fixing myself, but sorry about that. So the episodes start to heat up, and it's like, okay, now we're getting into some crazy. Now we're getting in, and he's got to find all these knights, and the knights has got to be like, get on his side, because they got basically trial by combat, and he's got to face, it's got to be like 7 on 7. And then we get to episode 5. Episode 5 travels back into his life. How he got to where he is now kind of ties some things together from episode 1 and 2. And he's got a girl that he was growing up with that wound up, you know, she was a good thief. She take things from people and all that, and she took something from the wrong dude and winds up hitting her with one of these right across the neck. He's about to do the same thing to the dude, to the little boy. The boy starts fighting. The king, the knight, takes the dudes down. So then he winds up following this guy for days and days and days, and this is how he becomes a ward of this hedge knight. Yeah, the fourth episode sets it all the way off. And so once the fourth episode comes in, you know what I'm saying? When you get into that fourth episode, that's when you start understanding like why he's the way he is, why he does what he does, why he's in the mix the way he is, why he's so polite. You start to understand why he's so polite because the first three episodes you don't really get nothing, but in the fourth episode it kind of ties everything together. And in the fifth episode, because I think we're on episode, if I'm not mistaken, number 6 is Sunday. So in the fifth episode is when the combat goes down. Now I ain't gonna front. You see a lot of the combat that's in these shows with knights and kings and all that. Everything is scripted. They're hitting, even like Star Wars, right? Everything is boom, boom, boom. They hitting, they doing it. Son, this Knights of the Seven Kingdom, son, swords are just going. They're going everywhere. There's no control because there couldn't be, right? You got this big, heavy suit of armor on, all right? Big, heavy suit of armor, and how are you supposed to swing a big old sword like that? And dudes just running around with the mace, swinging the mace, and so you get like all of this stuff that happens, and this dude, Sir Duncan, gets stabbed like mad times. Like he's like boom, boom, boom. He getting hit, boom, 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 and he's still trying to make moves, right? So finally, so that's where we're at now. Is the combat is over? He winds up winning, but there's a lot of aftermath. There's a lot of people that went down, and we lost some people. We lost some people in that episode. And so, because we lost so many people, in that episode, it's time to I hope they don't go back to the political. You know what I mean? I hope they don't go back to the political. I hope it stays where it was. You know what I mean? I hope it stays like in that combat realm, even though I know it's not going to be that this next episode. I hope that it kind of stays where they keep their foot on the gas, so to speak, for the rest of this thing. Because I think it's the season finale, or it's the mid-season finale. Because there's only like what 5 or 6 episodes, which is kind of crazy. I think they might be taking a break because usually Game of Thrones is usually 8. They usually give you hard 7 or 8 episodes. I don't know. Let me know in the chat, but from what I understand, they usually give you about 8 good episodes, right? Am I tripping? Yo, I don't know. Am I tripping? I thought they give you like 8 episodes. So the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, that's basically the breakdown of that. Most everybody who has been watching the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, that's the breakdown. Like me, I'm a Game of Thrones fan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I like that whole thing. That's my whole bag. And that's the reason why I like the Bridgerton joint too. Bridgerton is the same thing, but without that. It's more drama based. Now I'm a drama guy. I like the dramas. I like a good drama, especially if it's done well. I mean, if you're a child of the 70s and 80s, your parents watch soaps. So even when you were younger, your parents were watching soaps. The drama was part of your blood. You know what I mean? At least in my household, the drama was part of my blood. Man, it was just what it was. It just wasn't. Just what it was back then. You know. So that's it. That's Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. If you haven't watched, you need to go out there and watch. I think it's on HBO. HBO, go and get that. If you don't have it, if you need an alternative site, hit me up. I'll send you a link. Because they charging too much money for services anyway, so I don't care if you get the link. And get the link, and we will definitely put that together for you so you can watch Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. Next one I'm gonna be talking about is The Good Bridgerton. Now, if you are a fan of that show, Bridgerton takes place in a fictional. Well, I guess it's London, but there's like all this fictional stuff about it. Like, you know what I mean? Now they are saying like Queen Charlotte is a real person and all that. Well, that's cool. I'm not British, so I don't know. But I'll say this. If you like dramas and you like a good story, Bridgerton is the way to go. Now, I know there's some people that don't like it. Like the fly Puerto Rican does not like Bridgerton. Her loss. Her loss. Bridgerton is dope. Now, the first season, it took too long to get to the point. You know, it's basically a romp fest. If that's what you want, if that's what you're into, so be it. That's not my thing. I'm not really interested in all that. So the first season, The second season, however, doesn't matter if you don't like it. The second season on is great. Whistle Down, what's going on with Whistle Down? You know what I mean? Again, spoilers. If you haven't been watching Bridgerton, it's great. What up, Des? What up, Des? Do you watch Bridgerton? Are you a Bridgerton fan? Matter of fact, Fly Puerto Rican, send whatchamanface a link so we can talk Bridgerton. Darlene. Send Darlene the link. Are you caught up on Bridgerton? Bridgerton is the joint. Okay? Like I said, first season is a romp fest. Nobody wants to see that. But season two to where we're at now in season 4, because I watched all 4 available episodes yesterday, and I'm going to take that time to pause and pause real quick before we keep going. I need to understand, what in the world is going on with Netflix? Can somebody please explain that to me? Can somebody explain to me what the heck is going on with Netflix? Listen, I watch Netflix because I want to see the whole season, right? Is everybody with me? Is everybody with me? You purchase Netflix. It's not like Hulu. It's not like Paramount Plus. It's not like Prime Video. It's not like Tubi. Know what I mean? I watch Bridgerton. I watch shows because I want to see everything all at one time, like whole season. That's why I have Netflix. Okay? When The Night Agent came out, I wanted to watch the whole thing. I don't want to see it week to week. Okay? I'm not looking, if I want that, I watch HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, Stars. I watch that. But when I watch Netflix, I want to see the whole thing. From front to back, I want to see the whole season. That's what I want to see. So I just wanted to put that out there. That I'm tired of waiting for the next episode of Bridgerton. Netflix. We pay you a good dollar to put the whole thing out. Netflix. Do your job and give me all of my episodes. Tangent. We had to go off on the tangent. I'm sorry, but Netflix is playing with my daggone emotions. I need to know what's happening with Lady Whistledown and them. So let me get back to it. So they talking about Love Island. What do y'all watch? Love is Blind. Look, I can't watch any of that stuff. My the fly Puerto Rican likes to watch all of that stuff, and Love is Blind and Love After Lockup and Love the 5,000 Pound Sisters and love the chicks from the LDS church. I don't want to watch all of that. Now, I'm not knocking it if you watch it. I'm not knocking it. What I'm saying, it ain't for the kid. Something about it that destroys the brain cells. I can't do it. So I'm caught up on Love is Blind. They release bits at a time. It's annoying. Yeah, because is it on Netflix? If it's on Netflix, this is what they're doing. You're paying good money for a subscription to the joints because Netflix has all of this. You want to watch the whole season. There's 12 episodes. You want 12 episodes available, and you can digest all 12 of those in one night if you can. You can pick and choose which days you're gonna watch all 12 of those episodes. You can't watch all 12 of those episodes when you're watching Netflix now because they're giving you a day by day or whatever it is. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. So I'm fine after watching that. Alien was whack. Who? JP is in the building. My girl JP is in the building. What up, JP? Word up. Are you watching Bridgerton, JP? Do you love Bridgerton? And if so, let me know. Do you think that the brother and the girl is gonna do it? Is gonna make it happen? So what was that? That was whack. Word up. You said nah. Come on, Jabe. You gotta watch the good Bridgerton. What? Oh my goodness. Second season. The first season was in, but the second season on is what's up. Plus the Game of Thrones joint, the new ones, the Knights of the Seven Kingdom. That joint was like that. JP says she not watching it. You sound like Samantha. You sound like the fly Puerto Rican. It's not. Don't listen to Sam. She ain't never seen. She never seen it. And let me tell you what's going to happen. Right? Let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to convince her at some point she's going to watch the show. At some point. And she's not. She's at some point she's going to watch the show. And when she does, she's going to be like, you know what? That wasn't bad. At some point. You said what? I'm watching the Top Model right now. Who's the top model? You still watch it? Is that show still on? America's Top Model? Is that still on TV? I didn't even know that was still on TV. Is for real? Is that still on TV right now? I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so let's get into the good Bridgerton. Cause we ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't know what show. What is that show? Says a documentary. I don't know what the documentary is. The chat is talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. So Bridgerton, I want to know what Penelope's going to be doing. I want to know what if the sister's going to find love. Oh, America's Top Model. That's because you know why? Because Tyra's forehead was just way too big. It should have had a runway of its own. Yes. Finally, you've admitted it on. Finally, you've admitted it. Finally! Finally, I feel vindicated. What is it? Right there. There it is. She's slow. I've been saying that for years and nobody has listened to me. For years I've said this stuff. Nobody's listening to Black. Nobody cares. No, I'm talking about what else is everybody watching? Throw it up in the chat. Let's go. Throw it up in the chat. What you just watching America's Top Model? You know what it is. You got too much sunshine. You probably spending too much time outside. We have to hunker down because there's Snow Creek. There was Snow Creek, and we had to hunker down. So we watch a lot of TV, but I watch a lot of TV anyway. It doesn't matter. I'm watching everything. Wow, listen to that. Wow, look at the violence. Look at the violence. Look at this. Look at this violence. Violence. I, I don't understand the violence. I don't understand the violence. But yeah, so anyway, awkward pauses. Y'all took me out of my element about Bridgerton. Nah, I can't believe it. Y'all ain't watch. I can't believe y'all don't watch that. I can't. I just can't believe it. I would assume that every chick did that. I thought all chick. Um, I'm looking for some pictures of that joint, but I don't see anything. But yeah, man, you gotta watch it. At least give it the 4 episode challenge. Go to season 2, JP. Give it like 4 episodes, 4 or 5 episodes. And if you don't like it after that, why not? Say, you know what? Come through next week. Be like, listen, Black, that joint was garbage. But I don't think you will. I think Lady Whistledown will hold your attention. I think the ladies of the con will hold your attention. as they come out into society. See, that was the problem here. See, she wants to smack me because she hasn't come out into society yet. Because up here, slow. Oh, I'm having fun. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But no, for real, that's a great show. Um, I watched all 4 episodes and I'm mad because now I don't have nothing to watch for the weekend. Um, Knights of the Seven Kingdom. No, see, I don't be watching the documentaries. You know why I don't watch the documentaries? Because they're all the same. Murder, death. That's all it is. It's unalive, unalive, unalive. I don't be watching the documentaries, son. I don't get me wrong, I like some documentaries. Like I watched the one about the food, Forks Over Knives. And the other one that they had on Netflix. That joint was crazy. You know what I mean? That joint was crazy. What is it? The Lou World. What is the Lou World? Is that the is those little animal things that everybody is those little demonic animals everybody has on their bags now? You want to okay, let's talk documentaries. You want to hear, see something really good? You need to look at that Satanism and hip hop joint. That's what you need to look at. That's where the joint is at. You want to look at something crazy? You know what I'm saying? Watch that Satanism and his hip hop. That joint to have you in the mix. That joint to have you in the mix. That's good. That's good stuff. It's long. She said what? The Delulu. Oh, it's called Delusional World. We live in that real life. The whole world is delusional. We're living that in real life. Oh man, I don't even know. That's all I was talking about today. Was Bridgerton and Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. But now we're gonna talk about Delusional World. Is it on Netflix, Hulu? Where can we watch the Delusional World? You know what I should do? I should put together a watch party. Oh, the evil in this world is off the hook. That's why I said you should watch that Satanism in hip hop. Volume, I think it's volume the encore edition. That's on it. And then once you watch that, right? Once you watch that, everything else, everything else will start to take shape. Like so everything that you already know about, right? Like you know about all of that stuff with the files, you know about all of this stuff that happens. But when you go back and watch the encore edition, the Satanism and hip hop, right? And you look at this stuff from way back then, like I'm talking about back in the '80s, like, cause they're gonna dive into stuff in the '80s and how the symbolism works and all of that kind of stuff, and then you bring it back forward, you're gonna be like, oh man, this joint is crazy, cause it just gives like so we watched it years ago. So now when we see all of this stuff, like the stuff that happened at the Olympics, right? For example, you look watching the Olympics and they had the ball, it opens up and the people light it, and then as it opens you can see that it looks like a wheel within a wheel with an eye, right? So the wheel within the wheel with an eye, we already know the Bible talks about those are angels, like certain types of angels that are wheel within a wheel, and then it has an eye, right? So you light this thing on fire, and then it shows a pentagram on that joint. That's show for delusional world. I'm saying, and we would like the documentary, The Next Family Next Door. It's right up the alley with the delusional world. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. We have to watch it. We'll definitely. She'll be look. JP, she watch all that kind of stuff. That's all she watches is those kind of documentaries. She'll go in there and she'll sit there and she'll watch that joint all day long. Like tomorrow, if she watches it tomorrow, she'll be in there all day long. She finished the whole joint. When it comes to a documentary, she no joke. No joke. Yo, you still be doing the nasals? She still be hitting the nasal spray. Yo, man, JP, we was talking about that a couple of weeks ago. That joint is hilarious. Nah, son, you still be hitting. She said I gotta go get the nasal spray. Give it up, JP. That joint is hilarious. I love you too, man. We miss you, JP. We miss you. That's the homie right there. That is the homie. We'll have to send you a DM. Say you love documentaries, Des. Yo, the documentaries. Look, I like the ones like the food documentaries, like stuff like that. All of that, like super sleuth. Like you gonna be a detective and all. I don't like stuff like that. It's not like I wanna live outside of reality. So you know what I mean. Reality is crazy. Yo, what up? Lil Keita, 411, what's happening? No, I mean, I want to live outside. How's the fam doing? How's everybody doing? What you watching? What up? What you watching, Keita? Welcome into the joint. We need to know what you watching. Right now we're talking documentaries. They hijacked the joint. I watch Bridgerton. I watch Game of Thrones, but they want to watch documentaries about Unalive and all of that kind of crazy stuff. So what's good? What's on the plate? What's on your Netflix? What's your Netflix looking like? Huh, Keita? Let us know. Tell us what's your location. I'm telling you, I can't watch that stuff. I can't do it. I mean, there's some of them, like I said, some of them I can watch, some of them I can't. You know what I mean? But you put the good movie in front of me, you put the good TV show in front of me, like, you know what I mean? I'm going to find something that I haven't watched. You know what? Paradise is on, where is that joint? I think that's Prime Video. Paradise. If you haven't seen that series, that joint is official. About the guy, like there's a catastrophe, the world is ending, and they built like this society inside this mountain. Paradise. I think they have another season that came out. Fallout came out. The second season of Fallout. Fallout's a little slow. If you're not a Fallout fan, you ain't really gonna like Fallout. I watch it, so I'm saying that's good. Yeah, I'm telling you, Paradise is good, and I heard the second season is about to drop. Paradise was all right, and then they had the Cross that what's his name, Alex Cross or whatever it is, the guy that plays in. I want to say he was in the Avengers or something like that. No, 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 that's not the same dude. But he did play in the one with The Rock, that movie where he was a superhero or whatever. But he's got a joint Cross, the Tom Clancy books. They got a second season. First season was pretty dope. Second season is coming out. That's off the hook. I just saw that advertised on, I think it's Prime too. So if you haven't seen the first season is pretty good. What else is going on? That's about it. That's all I got for y'all today. I mean, like I said, if you haven't been watching Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, you need to give it a shot. It said you're not watching either. What? You just defiant. That's all it is. That's all you want to do is defy. See, you need a realignment. You need an adjustment. Black needs to adjust you. That's all it is. See, because you should be talking black. Right now, you ain't trying to talk it. Oh, well, that's where you belong. Outside with the dog. That's where you're gonna stay. Outside with the dog. nah, nah, just messing with you. Yeah, no, for real, for real. That's where we're at. And so I ain't gonna keep you guys tonight. I know it's a Friday, everybody. Thanks, Keita, for coming in. I'm glad Keita came in to the pod. Look at that. Snitch. Says nothing but snitch out here. See this? Snitching. Let me I'm not gonna keep you guys tonight. Remember, take care of yourself and others. Peace and love. I don't know what we're talking about on Monday. Just regular water cooler type stuff. Every Fridays, we talk about our favorite shows, talk about our favorite events, what is going on. Wednesdays, we dive into a tad bit of politics, but it's where everyday talk happens. I am your host, Shon Black Matt. Thank everybody for coming in. JP was in the building. Des, Keita, first time. Everybody give Keita a shout out. Thanks, it's her first time coming in and being on the pod with us. I am going to start opening up the phone lines, especially on Fridays, because I really want to hear what you guys are talking about. Let me get, so I think the phone lines will. Oh boy, I think we're gonna keep the phone lines open on Fridays. Other than that, that's about it. I don't got nothing else. I don't have anything else for you guys today, man. Really short day, really short night. But I appreciate everybody that comes in and listens to me ramble about nothing and sometimes about everything. So go back, share the channel. Please like, please subscribe. If you want a talking black shirt for men and women, let me know. If you want the Shon Black Podcast shirt, with the Talking Black in the back of the shirt, let me know. We're gonna have we're gonna have those for a nominal fee. Nominal fee. Like I always say, peace. Take care of each other, of yourself and others.